I'm sure you've all seen these color analysis videos flooding your timeline, and I feel like 2024 is definitely the year of hyper analyzing our body, our skin tones, our undertones, etc. And while on the surface level, that's all fine and dandy, I do think, like always, we've taken things a bit too far. But in today's video, I really wanted to break down how to incorporate color into your wardrobe and into your outfits. And today we're going to be discussing three different ways of doing so and how to kind of exude different vibes through adding different colors and also looking into the nuance of colors and how varying hues, varying contrast levels, and varying shades can make such a big difference in your wardrobe. Welcome to my series Breaking Down Visual Interest. This is part two of our four-part series where we will be investigating and analyzing how to incorporate color effectively and effortlessly into our outfits. Grab your tea or coffee and let's get into it. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, The United Colors of Style, where the divas are into details. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So today we'll be discussing three options for adding color to an outfit, and each option will play with either contrast or harmony within the general flow and cohesion of the outfit. So the first option is pop of color with a neutral base. And I feel like this is the option most advertised for people who want to kind of dip their toe into playing with colors and outfits. I feel like it's a kind of easier transition to make. And I really actually love adding pops of color, so I'm all for it. But what I wanted to really dive into with this option is the difference between adding a pop of color with high contrast versus adding a pop of color that is more harmonious with the other colors and neutral bases that you're adding in. So, in the example pictures, you can kind of see that most of the more harmonious outfits, which you'll find on the left, are very much in cohesion and look like they're from the same color family as far as their hue, tone, level of mutedness, etc. So it all kind of flows together, kind of like in the fall when the leaves are changing, even though it is orange, red, and brown, all the tones of the orange, reds, and browns are cohesive together to the point where the tree looks like a larger element rather than small elements making up the larger element. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's all about harmony and it's really all about how the brain perceives these colors. I think with higher contrast, it's a little bit more stark. And so it doesn't really flow in that same way. And both are valid, to be very clear, but I think they do give off different vibes. Up next, we have color blocking, and I feel like this is definitely an advanced level of adding color into your outfits, just because you really need to have a good grasp of your wardrobe and what your color palette is within the existing clothes of your wardrobe in order to make this work in a really kind of beautiful and effortless way. So, I think my biggest tip for this is just looking at the color wheel and determining which colors are more complementary with the other colors. So, usually the rule of thumb is to look at the color from across the color wheel, and that should pair pretty well with the other opposing color. And if that's a little bit too rigid, if you want to go based off of your own kind of intuition, then I highly recommend that. But what I would also suggest is making sure that your pop of color and your color blocking looks kind of coherent throughout. And what I mean with that is it shouldn't just be color blocking at the top and then nothing at the bottom. I think it should kind of flow and there should be elements of the two different colors throughout the outfit. I think that's kind of what draws me to a lot of people's versions of color blocking. If you see in the pictures, a sweater and tights or a scarf and skirt. So you see that top bottom kind of balancing throughout the color blocking, which I think really makes it effective and beautiful and put together. Finally, we have monochromatic/gradient outfits, and this is one of my personal favorites. Again, you do need to have a really good understanding of your wardrobe's color palette and what items of clothing are from which color gradient. So it's important to keep those things in mind. But I think when done right, this outfit is just so beautiful. I think the women who and men who pull it off are just so stylish. Again, it can be either high contrast monochromatic look or low contrast. So both are definitely valid. But I think here it's just a matter of, again, knowing what's in your wardrobe and understanding that these people took time to curate this in their wardrobes. This is not something that they just went out and mass purchased. And I think that's also the undertone of why this option is so appealing, is because you know they're very intentional with their style and very intentional in a holistic wardrobe that can be mixed and matched. And I think that's what makes it so impressive and so stylish. In conclusion, I want you guys to remember that fashion and colors are supposed to be fun. And if you find yourself getting too frustrated or overwhelmed, it's okay. It's not that serious. I think what's most important is just going through a trial and error season of your style journey where you really just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks and what feels right and authentic to you, because at the end of the day, personal style is personal and it really only comes down to what you feel confident and comfortable in. And as always, we'll be ending today's video with an inspirational fashion quote. Today's inspirational quote comes from the iconic Angelina Jolie. She states, "I think we all know boldness when we see it. Nothing makes me smile more than when I see someone being fully themselves, with their own individual style and character, whatever that is." Thank you so much for sticking around throughout the entire video. Congrats to you. Please make sure to comment on what your favorite color pairing is and which color option speaks to you most. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.